Hello and welcome back to Whispers from the Dark. I have received several stories from people about dreams and such, and this one will be a viewer submission. Also would like to send a shout out to Texas Panhandle Paranormal. I've been trying to schedule an interview with her for a while now, and life keeps getting in the way. You guys know how that is. I mean, you name it, it can happen, and it does. So in the future, you'll be hearing her and I chatting about our interest in the paranormal, our experiences, and what brought us to YouTube. I think it'll be interesting. If you have any questions whatsoever that you'd like for me to ask her, send me an email with the questions. And if I get the email in time before her and I get together, then I'll add them to the list. I'd like for that interview to be kind of like she gets to know me, I get to know her, and you guys get a better understanding of who we are and what makes us tick. It'll be fun. I know you'll enjoy it. I know I will. Okay, now to the viewer submissions. Again, this is from a viewer. She wanted to remain anonymous. And she said she only recently started sharing these types of experiences outside her family. She didn't want her name used, and she wanted to share these experiences so we'd have a better understanding of where she comes from. So, from what I can tell from the stories she sent me, she has a lot. And so I am so honored and pleased to bring them to you. It looks like my goal of my channel, not only sharing my own experiences, but having an avenue where people that have also had really strange things happen can share their experiences and without fear of being judged and feeling totally safe. It looks like maybe I've achieved my goal, because we know Donna in the UK has shared some of her experiences, and she and I are a lot alike in more ways than you can imagine. We've had a lot of the same kind of things happen. And again, we thought it was normal. We thought it was just something that everybody went through. And then we realized when we got older, yeah, no, that doesn't normally happen. Or maybe it does and people just don't talk about it. So that's why I started the channel, and guess what? People are coming out of the woodwork telling me, oh yeah, these things happen, and they've happened to me. So, without further ado, here we go. This is a viewer submission. She says, I grew up in private Christian schools. Didn't own a live vision, a TV, until I was 7. And I was only allowed to watch 30 minutes of news a day, which was 60 minutes with Walter Cronkite. I'd watch it with my father so he could answer questions and explain anything I didn't understand. My world was pretty small and extremely sheltered, but it was a fun childhood. The only thing I remember are my dreams during that time and my sleepwalking events. But I've had dreams since I was 2 and begun to walk. At age 6, I woke one night to hearing my name being called. I could feel the caller waking me. Each time I heard my name, it awakened me more and more. And I could feel a pull, kind of like a magnet, on my body. All of a sudden, I realized I was walking down the hallway. As I came to the end of the hallway, I saw a room that was lit up with a soft but bright yellow glow. There were 3 yellow beings that were glowing, floating in a circle near the ceiling, slowly circling around. They told me to come closer and not to be afraid. Instantly, I was drawn over, but I felt like it was my choice, and I wasn't afraid. But I was confused. I felt my mind go fuzzy, and then felt as though they had told me something, but I couldn't remember what. Then I heard, "Now go back to bed." I was confused, and as I was walking back down the hallway, I turned back and I remember being extremely worried about not remembering what they said. And they conveyed to me that I didn't need to understand right now. When the time was right, I would know what to do. And I would remember. I felt myself crawl back into bed, instantly go back to sleep. I woke with a rush and confusion in the morning, wondering if all of that was real. As I walked down the hallway, I remember something they said. I had a special purpose, and I would know things. That freaked me out for days. And then I finally told my parents. When I did, my dad smiled and my mom hung her head. They proceeded to explain that they thought I had a gift. My dad asked me if I remembered some of my experiences, and I did. But I didn't realize it wasn't normal. My son died tragically in our home in the middle of the night about 5.5 years ago. Our entire house caught fire. A month prior to the fire, I knew something huge was drawing near, but I hadn't put the pieces together. He came to me nightly to comfort me and nudge me to stay strong. The first of these dreams came about 3 or 4 days after his death. I was riding in a cramped elevator. I could feel I was moving upwards. Instantly, I felt that this was no ordinary dream. The doors opened on the elevator. I could see a large room with people in groups standing around. It looked as though they were waiting for something, and there was excitement in the air. As I scanned the room, I recognized a woman standing in a group. It was my sister-in-law's mother that had recently passed. She gave me a big smile, and I could tell she got excited when she saw me. She leaned over to the person in front of her who she'd been talking to and instructed them to look at me. And it was my son. He smiled really big, and they both gave me a small wave. He even kind of jumped up and down with excitement. I started to take a step to go towards him, and I was pulled back into the elevator. I heard or sensed the message, "You don't belong here." I replied, "But that's my son." They said, "I'm sorry, but it's not your time yet." Then I woke up crying. My son then visited me many nights as I slept. It became so difficult that I cried and asked him to stop. In the dreams, we would sit on the couch and he would pat my leg and comfort me and give me encouragement. I couldn't bear going on without him. After the dream stopped, I regretted asking him to stop. However, I still feel his presence now and again, and even get a whiff of his smell. My daughter and my middle granddaughter, who is 6, has dreams of war, with men attacking her dad and grandfather and killing the same 2 family members every time. She always says they had to die to save us. Her dreams, as well as mine, causes many discussions in our family. I don't think I've ever dreamed of someone dying, and they didn't. It's usually within a month or 2, and they pass. I look at it like it's a warning dream to prepare for the grief and to let others know it's at hand. And I always feel as though I'm missing the purpose of the warning.